por fin, we seize the time, free at last. Learn to love, live to fight, not just for me, but for others. Teach the new blood and live for freedom. I survived the COINTELPRO assassinations, AIDS epidemic, crack era fractured the nation. The interpretation of American democracy is best exemplified in its foreign policy dichotomy. I live a double life of political philosophy, but revolution follows me to struggle for equality against the morally bankrupt, claiming to be born again. It's a civil war again, like MS-13's origin. Ban ethnic studies claiming our culture will swallow them, but you can't conquer people and build a country on top of them, and then feel offended that they breathe the same oxygen. Your family values lack the wisdom of Solomon, but Operation Condor and Operation Bootstrap are poli-sci.
Shalom Yasharala. I'm going to start off by giving Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaMashiach Yahushai. That's all honor, all praises, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I'm here with
Brother Aliyah, man.
Powerful Levite.
Come on.
So as like the last two videos, they were based off the Gentiles. The first one was more on the wording, the origins of the etymology, so on and so forth. Second one was on Israelites, proving that the Israelites are the Gentiles in the New Testament. This video is going to be kind of like it's going to be debunking the verses that the modern church uses, and they misconstrued it and they twist it up to push their narrative. And Lord willing, if we finish in time, we'll do a couple examples of the heathens being called Gentiles to show that it's a neutral term. Yeah, exactly. It's a neutral term. Context steers it to show what they're talking about, right? But let's see if we get it fast. Where we at? Grab me. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Grab Acts 10:1, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the Salakia, of a band called the Italian band.
Right. So right off rip, it'll sound like he's Italian, right? So this is a verse that the modern church tends to use to say that Cornelius was a heathen, was a non-Israelite, right? But we understand that Rome conquered many kingdoms, and those citizens of the conquered countries would join their army, like in the movie what was it, 300? You remember the Persian dude, Xerxes? He had a bunch of people. He had like the Asians come in afterwards with the skull masks and stuff. Like he had a bunch of different nations fighting for him, right? And we have to understand off rip is that Jews were in all nations. Grab me Acts 2 and 5.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 5. And then we're dwelling at.
One second, bro. Let me get on the screen. Go ahead.
And they were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
Right. So we got Jews already. They kind of put it out there for everyone to understand. Jews out of all nations. Let's see what those nations are. Jump to verse 8. Read to like 10.
Verse 8. And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
Right. So that's just a small glimpse of where we would be, because there's Jews that they didn't make it back to what is it, to Jerusalem. They just scattered everywhere. They never left. They never came back. Right. So, but these are the ones that maintain a sort of understanding of who they were and come back every now and then. Right. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 2.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 2. And found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all the Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them.
Right. So now we have Aquila. We have a Jew born in Rome. Right. He's not a heathen. He's a Jew born in Rome. We're in different places. Right. So it's not. You need more information on Cornelius to label him a heathen. You need more information to label him an Israelite. But that's why we're here, right? Go to Acts 10 and 28.
This is the book of Acts.
Go ahead.
10 verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is unlawful, that it is a lawful thing for a man that is Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Right. So off rip, this is how we cut up the whole. We're able to eat pork thing now, right? But if you study and you dig deeper into it, it'll actually show Cornelius being an Israelite, right? Because what you call it, the chapter is about Cornelius being grafted in, and then obviously there's talking about the other Gentiles as well, but it's talking about Cornelius. When we go to the etymology of it, right? When we go to another nation, because it says that it is unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. Let's see what that means. All right. So one of another nation is allophilos. Lawfulous. Yeah, lawfulous. Let's hear Esau.
Strong's G 246. Alophilos.
Right. So alophilos is a compound word. As you can tell right here, you see right here, there's two of them. The point is G50 G5443, right? But let's look at this one just to see it. It says another, right? So it's the first part of the word is another, and the second one is tribe, kindred thing. Let's click it to see what it is. This one is philo. Alapha, philo, philus. Alophilus.
Strong's G 5443. Fule.
Or filet, right? I'm not Greek, right? I can't speak Greek. Right. So, but the biblical usage says it's a tribe in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation people. Right. So that word, it's another tribe, another one of the descendants of the Israelites. Why? The Jews, they didn't, the Jews, one of the tribes, weren't really messing with the other tribes. Whoever wasn't practicing jewelry, they weren't messing with them. or messing with us, I would say.
Con.
Right? So it's another this tribe of Israel. Did I explain that good, or should I go
No,
deeper into it?
you
It's good right
definitely
there.
hit it out the park, man.
All praise to the Most High. All right. If we go back to Acts 10 and 1, Baba Kasha.
Con. This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1, and it reads, so up here. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band, called the Italian band.
All right. So we go back to the verse in that's being under the scope, and then the word Caesarea. So whatever. What is it? What is it again? Caesarea.
Caesarea.
The word is. Where we at? There you are. I'm gonna let him say it because I don't know how to say it.
Strong's G 2542. Caesarea. Caesarea.
I butchered that in my head.
You say you butchered it in your head?
Yeah.
Me too. All right, so Caesarea, right? And it means Caesarea of Philippi was situated in Lebanon. The point that I'm trying to get to is right here. Strong's definition. The name of two places in Palestine. Right? So those are places in Jerusalem. Caesarea is in Jerusalem. So if he, right, the certain man so he's stationed in Jerusalem, and he's part of the what you call it, the army, the Italian band. Doesn't mean that he's from Italy. He's from Jerusalem, or at least stationed in Jerusalem. I'm gonna say he's from Jerusalem. It's like if we go to, like if when America goes to, they take over a place, not El Salvador, right? When they were messing with El Salvador, they weren't taking over, but you had two different factions. You had like the people that were against America, people with them. They would go, and those people were not really part of the army, but they would fight as if they were Americans. People go to places, and then they'll gather people up to fight their battle for them there. Right? So Caesarea was in Jerusalem. Cornelius was from Caesarea. We look at 10 Acts, was it 10 and 28? It was talking about Israelites grafting back in. Cornelius has to be an Israelite. Go to Acts 11 and 3.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11, starting at verse 3. And it reads, sayest thou wentest into men uncircumcised and didst eat with them?
Right. So Cornelius was more than likely wasn't circumcised, but he was still repenting daily. He was still trying to be a man of the Most High. Because remember, he was called devout. Go back to Acts 10 verse 2.
Acts 10 verse 2. A devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always.
And that has to be why the Most High was trying to graft them back in, because he probably wasn't doing certain things, but he was doing some things. If you keep some of the law, the Most High might give you more to do. Like he might bring you back into the fold completely, give you a Hebrew name, put a Sakari shirt on you, and then you start teaching them. It starts with not eating pork, but it's a small. It starts with small steps, right? So I don't know how they have Cornelius being a heathen when all the signs lead to him being an Israelite. Right. Another verse they use is Galatians 3:8. Let's jump there.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 3 verse 8. And that the scriptures foreseeing that God will justify the heathen through faith and preach before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all nations be blessed.
Close the book. Heathens get salvation too. You know, they're the Gentiles that they're talking about in Galatians. Right? No. I'm gonna stretch a little bit. I'm gonna steer off course just a little bit. But blessings and salvation are two different things. Because we gotta understand, Ishmael got blessings, Esau got blessings, and everybody knows Esau is the enemy of God. Right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 17, verse 20.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 17 verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. This is Salakia, will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
All right, so you got Asher talking about they're gonna be fruitful and multiply. You have Ephraim, supposed to be fruitful and multiply, blessed with it. And you have Ishmael being fruitful and multiplying. Other nations get certain blessings as well. You know, but I don't want to get too deep into salvation, because I already went into that. I'm in the process of going into it. Right? But it's two different things. In Galatians, they're reaching a certain people. Right? Go to Genesis 27 and 38 to show Esau's blessing.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 27 verse 38, and it reads, Salakia, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. So his blessing is the sword. He's gonna have the fatness of the earth. He's gonna do good for a while. Right? That's Esau's blessing. It's gonna be here for now, not forever. You know, the sword can only get him so far. You know, because the Most High, he brings up, he brings down. But that's his blessing. I don't say everybody gets a blessing, but people get blessings. Doesn't mean they're gonna be saved. Doesn't mean that's who the disciples are reaching, called to go get. All right, go to Galatians 4 and 4.
This is the book of Galatians. You put me to pull it up. Galatians chapter 4 verse 4. But when the fullness of time was come, Yahweh sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
Read.
And because ye are sons, Yahweh have sent forth the spirit of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father.
Right. So the Galatians was written to Israelites to redeem them, excuse me, Salaki, that were under the law. The ones that were under the law were Israelites. Right, I'm pretty sure we went into that last lesson. Right. But the Galatians was written to Israelites. So don't let them try to tell you that this is that Abraham in Galatians 3:8 when it says, and the scripture foreseeing that God would justify the heathen through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all nations be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta understand, when Israelites get saved, the other nations will eventually get blessed through it. They've had control for many years and done nothing but wickedness with it. They've had the ball for a grip for like about 1,000 years or some change. And they drop the ball because they can't. They're just wicked. They have a wicked spirit inside of them. When we get back on top, after their judgment, after the millennial reign, and purging out the rebels and getting everything straight, there's peace on earth. They get blessed through us. We get blessed through Christ. They get blessed through us, through Abraham. Does that make sense? Of course, they have to get their judgment first, and of course, Esau doesn't get to see that blessing. But through Abraham, many nations will be blessed. All right, let's go to their favorite, Galatians 3:28.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Read.
And if ye be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise.
That's it. Everyone could be saved now. Right. First thing, it's only two people being named, Jews and Greeks. So right, everyone else is out of the question. It's just Jews and Greeks at the moment, right? At the moment. Let's go into the interlinear. Let's go into where it says Greeks is G 1672, which is Helen. Helen means a Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands and colonies. In a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made in language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. So making the Greeks their own. The culture. Right? So it's talking about people acting like Jews. Like Greeks. Right? Let me see something real quick. Let me see something. Give me 1 second. When you look in there it is. Look in the definition. It says Hellen, Grecian, or inhabitants of Hellas, by extension of a Greek-speaking person, especially a non-Jew. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is the derivative, but I can't find it. Let's go to G 1675. Bam, that's what it was. All right. So the last word that we were on. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So this is G1672, right? This is Helene.
Strong's G 1672. Helene.
So this is a derivative of G1675, right? Because it says it right here. From a derivative of, bam. So this is a derivative of 1672. And what is this one?
Strong's G 1675. Hellenistes.
Right? And Hellenistus is one who imitates the manner and customs or the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. So when you look at it, we've been reading it in many verses, and it all kind of leads to the same thing. It's just Israel. That's it. Doesn't matter how many times you paint it, the many ways you could paint it, the way you can try to twist it up. So, like you say it one more time.
Try to run from it.
Sometimes they don't even run for it. They'll stay in place, and they'll just like stay in this little echo chamber where they can't even figure nothing new. Just read the Bible, bro. Just read it, and it's gonna tell you these Greeks are Jews. I know you hate Maccabees. I know you hate the Apocrypha because it'll prove what we're talking about right now. But you don't even need the Apocrypha because this just is what it is, bro. I'm gonna start punching my. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 4:27. Right, because I know we've been talking about Jews being scattered into these different nations, but let's show it, right? Let's go to the Bible and see where it was prophesied to happen. Deuteronomy 4:27.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 4, verse 27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether Yahweh shall lead you.
So, right, we got Israel is going to be scattered among the nations, picking up the customs and labeling ourselves as the nations that we're in. Jump to Deuteronomy 28:64. One of the curses, right? You know how much Israelites love curses.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And it reads, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people.
And Yahweh
shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone.
Read.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a falling of eyes, and a sorrow of mind.
Right. I don't want to say something I don't have factual, but if I'm not mistaken, the Greeks and the Romans were theocracies, or if they weren't, they were damn near close to it. Imagine being a Jew. So it says, and among these nations, thou shalt find no ease. Imagine being in these nations where they all worship the same gods, but you don't. The ridicule that you're going to get. You're going to get ridiculed, you're going to get bullied, you're going to get killed, all this stuff. You're going to find no ease. You're going to have to worship these gods. You're going to have to want, some Israelites wanted to, but we somewhat forced, so that we weren't ridiculed, that we weren't what's a good word for that?
Persecuted.
Persecuted. There it is. The water. We wouldn't be persecuted for not following these other gods. Right. So.
All right, I got a quick precept on us being scattered. Isaiah 11 verse 11.
Give me 1 second. You said Isaiah 11:11.
Con.
Go ahead.
Right, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, from Pathros and from Cush, from Elam and from Shinar, and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. So, like Deuteronomy 4:27, Deuteronomy 28 was saying, we will be scattered amongst these nations. It's nothing new.
Yeah. And it's going to be until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So when you see Greeks, when they're speaking about Greeks, it's just talking about Israelites acting like Greeks.
Come on.
Because prior to the Roman captivity, we had about 300 years in the Greek captivity. That's a long time. Think about this. The transatlantic slave trade. We had, or the Southern Kingdom, right? So-called African Americans had 400 years, damn near 500. You have a bunch of you had the Spaniards, and these indigenous and these so-called blacks, these so-called indigenous, so-called blacks, have assimilated that culture into our culture. Now we believe we're Spanish. Now we believe we're American. Where the West Indies had the English. We had the Haitians. They act French at one point. Say that again, bro.
I said we act French as hell.
Eating frog legs. But in other abominations.
Yeah.
But think about it. 300 years is a long time. And that's that hardcore bondage, that hardcore like ridicule, persecution. That's like they're gonna buck break. They're gonna break you down and build you up the way they want you to be, to the point that you're calling yourselves Greek, American, Puerto Rican, all these other different bywords. Right? Jump to 1 Corinthians 12:1, Baba Gashad.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Right. So these people that they're talking about, these people that Paul's talking to, right, were Gentiles at one point, right? So they're gonna say, hey, these were different nations and so on and so forth. But if we go to the word for brethren, right, it's gonna be what is it? Brethren is adelphos.
Strong's G80, adelphos. Adelphos.
And adelphos means a brother, whether born of the same two parents or only the same father or mother, having the same national ancestor, belonging to the same people or countrymen, any fellowmen, blah, blah, brethren in Christ, right? But it's a person, it's a brother, it's the people you share your same blood, your same genealogy with. So he's saying these people, these brethren, were once Gentiles. These people of their blood were once Gentiles. Let's see. Look at the definition says the womb, right? A brother. So it's a brother like from the womb, from the seed. What's that? Oh, actually, we go right here. If you look at Matthew chapter 1, verse 2, it says Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. So if it's his brethren, it's the people that come from Judah, from Judas. See how that works? So it's these are his brethren, his kinsmen, his tribemen. They were once Gentiles. Don't let them trick you. Salakia.
God.
Let's go to. Should we get the Apocrypha?
Pull it out.
Let's get it. Get 2 Maccabees 4 and 9.
4 and 9. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse
1 second. How'd you get that so fast? Fast enough. You're like a robot.
It's the Lord, man.
2 Maccabees. Maybe on the computer. You're fast. You got your Bible, right? You got the physical.
Yeah.
Where we at? 4 and 9, right? Powerful Levi reader. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 9. Besides this, he promised to assign an 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of the youth in the fashion of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
Right, so we're gonna be writing things by the name of Antiochians. We are already calling ourselves after other people's names, calling things after other people's names. What we're doing doing their exercise, like going to their places, doing what they do, following their culture already. Go ahead. Verse 10.
Verse 10. Now, when the king had granted and he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith bought his own nation to the Greekish fashion, and the royal privileges granted of special favors to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, and took away and putting down the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law.
Right, so he made it so that we couldn't keep our laws. So the ones that I'm pretty sure we Israelites, a lot of us were dying for it. Obviously, we know about the Maccabees and all that. But the ones that made it through, there was a lot that probably weren't keeping it because they wanted to live. You know, that damn my kids, bro. I don't want my kids to grow up without a father. You know, or mother. So they would follow their customs.
Come on, man.
And then what? Think about today. Well, like when you let's say you come into the truth and you start telling your parents, but I'm gonna live the way my parents lived. And then our parents would follow their parents and then follow their parents. But eventually, when you get down far enough, it was forced on them.
Come on.
But it's just the kids following after the traditions of their parents. So let's jump to stay in 2 Maccabees, go to verse 6, chapter 6, verse 4.
Come on. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 4. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy place, of the holy places. And besides that, bought in things that were not lawful. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful.
So they were in our temple being wicked, just doing what wicked people do, celebrating Easter or something. They were doing a lot of stuff in there. Right? So it's just imagine today. You imagine going to a church where a lot of people would see it as holy, right? And they start putting up stripper poles. It's like that, obviously more because we're more holy and they were doing more wicked. But think about it from today's lens, today's perspective, it'll be like a stripper pole in a church. Yeah, in a Catholic. You go to like Rome where they're like humming all day, every day. All of a sudden, there's stripper poles, right? Verse 5. No, verse 6.
Verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So just saying you're a Jew, you're going off, right? So if I'm here, it's gonna happen to us eventually. Like if we say these YouTube channels might get taken down just for us saying that we're Israelites, eventually, right? So if they can't, let me just real quick.
Salak.
No, you good. So if they can't call themselves Jews, what are they going to call themselves? The closest thing to them is Greek because they're in Greek captivity. So if they can't call themselves Jews, they're going to call themselves Greeks. Ye once were Gentiles, neither Jew nor Greek, because those are the two. That's what we knew. Today, I'll be like, you're either American or you're Puerto Rican. That's what I am, right? Because I don't know, I didn't know anything else. It was just American or Puerto Rican. Neither Puerto Rican nor American. It's the same concept. Go ahead, bro.
Now I want to go back to 2 Maccabees chapter 4, right? Because this is important. Verse 15. Not setting.
1 second, bro.
Salakia.
Remember, I got the screen. I got to show them. You said verse 15?
Verse 15. And I'm going to read through 16. If you're sharing it, it's not popping up.
That wasn't there the whole time?
Nah.
Damn, bro.
No cow.
Sharing it now?
Yeah, calm.
Damn. I'll put the verses.
They'll still be edified.
No, Willa.
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. So there was some wicked men in Israel choosing the Grecian way over our Israelite customs, right? Verse 16. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. So niggas wanted to be like the Greeks. So this is where you get the long history of the Hellenization, and when you see in Galatians, nor Jew nor Greek, like Yeshayala was saying, they didn't know nothing else but Greeks and Jews. That's it.
Read verse 17, Babu Shah.
Verse 17. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of Yahweh, but the time following shall declare these things.
So back in the day, it's like today, eating pork. It's actually advised. Actually, I don't want to say advised because people know that it gets you sick nowadays. Like even they know that, but like you get things like shellfish. You know, things. So back in the day, it wasn't a light thing. Today, it's being pushed. So, you good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Praise. Let's go to. So we're gonna stay on the topic of Grecians. Go to Acts 9 and 29.
This is a book.
1 second, bro. Let me fix this. Acts 9 and 29.
Con.
Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 29. And he spake boldly in the name of the Lord Yahushua and disputed against the Grecians, but they went about to slay him.
Right. So another time we have Grecians. We already showed you what that word Grecians is. It's Hellenistus. It's used in the New Testament, a Jew born in foreign land speaking Greek. It's a Jew. These Jews are discussing amongst themselves. That's Acts. I still haven't seen no heathen being mentioned at all. Right. Go to Romans 3 and 29.
Oh, they love this one.
Yeah, they do.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 29. Is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also.
All right. So he's if we know that we didn't see other Israelites as Israelites because they weren't keeping jewelry, does that mean that that's not their God anymore? That Yahweh is not their God? If he says in the ancient text, I don't know how they treated their brothers so badly. If the Pharisees and scribes were teachers, doctors of the law, masters of the law, right? They knew that those people that went out, they're going to come back in eventually. Why would they treat them so bad? Why would they say things like this? That's all that means. But they take it and they say, because we know obviously Gentiles is Israelites coming back in, but they take this and they say that it's the heathen now. Right? Let's go over to Romans 9:24. Unless you have a precept or something on it.
Nah, I got a precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 24. Salakia.
No, you good.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Read. Because this actually, because this goes back into the previous verse that we read. It's the same thing. He's saying he's also that trying to say like it's not just the Jews, it's the Gentiles as well. He's the God of the Jews, not of the Gentiles, not only the Jews. So they're trying to mix they're saying that the Gentiles are grafted back in. Right? Continue.
As he said also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved.
Read 26.
And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God.
All right, so those people that are called Gentiles, you are not my people, they're going to be called my people. Who is that talking about? Let's go to the book of Hosea 1 and 9. Because we know ain't nobody going to say that in the quote unquote Old Testament, it was talking about the heathen. Even Christians won't say that.
This is the book of Hosea chapter 1 verse 9.
Salakia. This is what was being quoted in Romans 9. Oh, in Romans 9. Go ahead.
Then said Yahweh, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
So we got in actually read the next one.
Khan. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of judgment.
Because the problems between the tribes was always a thing.
Khan.
The northern and southern kingdom obviously split for a reason. They're gonna come together. That's the whole point. That's why Christ was like he's gonna be that one head. So when it says that when the Jews are calling these people not Israelites, right? In Greece, in Rome, in America, in Babylon, that's what this whole thing is about. Because at the moment, even Jews, even the real Jews are not even Jews anymore. So the way they treated us back in the day is the way they're getting treated now. Because they're not following Jewry anymore. Now nobody's following Jewry. Of course we are now, but as a collective, no tribe is there solid. Is the what you call it, the vanguard? Like they're not. There's no one holding the fort. So now nobody's God's people, but Christ is going to bring us back to be God's people. Right. So you got a point?
No, I don't got a point out.
And remember, Romans 9, remember that chapter, Romans 9 and 4 says everything is for Israel. So I don't know what this modern church is talking about. Let's go to actually, how much time we got? We about an hour in, bro. Let's see how much we got. I'm almost done. Let's see.
And quick, I'm not going to hit a precept, but he said in Romans 9, verse 10, that their father is Isaac. Even proven he's talking to who?
Actually, you know what? We're going to end here.
No. Oh, man.
I'm going to end it here because that Romans 11 that they use, that's a lot.
That's a lot,
That whole grafted back in thing. I gotta go into. That's a class in its own. But yeah, bro. You have no other.
No precept.
You just said something that I wasn't paying attention to. Like it. So
I was basically saying, even in Romans 9, verse 10, it says that their father was Isaac. So he's talking to who?
Close the book.
It's done.
That's it, right? Leave us alone already. Why can't we have our heritage? You guys don't want to go be Vikings or something?
Nah. Stop being a black supremacist. Yes, y'all.
I have to. My light skin ass has to do it. All right, but them niggas don't want to be Vikings. They don't want to be Nords. Want they like Wiccans and all that weird shit? Like they don't want that no more.
Shit, if I was an Edomite, I wouldn't want that shit either. Oh, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't want it either. I wouldn't want that. That shit's weird as hell. Excuse my language, but it's just weird. What's that verse where they were like eating roots and stuff? It's in Job. They were in the clefts of the like they would make and they would make noises. They were like howling. They're just weird people, bro. Edomites are weird, and I can see why they want to cleave onto our heritage because their heritage is manure. It's manure, nigga. That's all it is. That's the best way to say it.
Damn,
you found
it? What is that? I know it's
I think it's in Job. Yeah. I think it's in Job. Let me see. This is Juniper roots.
Oh, I thought you were talking about them going into the rocks.
Yeah, so Job 30 and 4.
The 34 Quran.
You at Job 30?
Quran. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 4. And it reads, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of earth, and in the rocks.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? Because they're over here eating whatever they can find, like this scavenging, they're making noises. Let me see something. What does brave mean? I want to see verse 7. Yeah, look what the NLT says in Job 30 and 7.
They sound like animals howling among the bushes, huddled together beneath the nettles.
Bro, you ever seen that movie Descent?
Descent?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you seen it. I know you have.
Descent?
The Descent. Remember when the two Edomite chicks, they go into they're like rock climbing, they fall into like the caves. Hey, let me see if I'll get it right.
Nah, I never seen that shit. It's part of my French.
Nah,
I haven't seen that video.
Let me see. Let me see something. Yeah, see these things right here?
I might have to do my research.
See these things. So they fall into some caves, and there's some like you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
One of the what?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, my precious.
Yeah. So, and like how they go around crawling through the cliffs. They don't got no clothes. They're eating whatever they can find. That's them, bro.
That's Esau.
That's Esau right here. Look at him. Mad as hell. Look at him.
Yo.
Look right here.
Bro does look like my precious. Bro.
You see what I mean? But it sounds, because that's what they are, bro. When you see like an Edomite, like a true Edomite, not an Edomite that's mixed with the nations, but they're very like pale. They're red with Edomites. And it's always bro. Like I don't want to go in on the Edomites. I want to do that in the Edomite class, right? But kind, just a little side note. The niggas is eating juniper leaves. Just
making
howling
noises in the rocks.
They're just howling like animals. Like
right. Come on, man, madness.
But yeah, you got any points before we close out?
Nah, I don't got no points, man. I already got all my clips out the chamber, man.
All praises. Want to close up?
Come on, and with that, we want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahweh Shah Shalom.
Shalom.